How's it flying, guys? Lance Corporal 30 here, and this reaction is going to be a very different one. Mainly because the reaction itself was recorded on a different day than the rest of the commentary was. So this intro part and the part after the reaction that you see, that was all recorded today. I recorded my reaction yesterday at the time of recording. So why did I do this? Well, this really doesn't happen because, like, I still at the time, still a few minutes ago, had half a mind to just make the video public, but I realize there's a lot of people who don't take blunt honesty very well. I can be a very blunt person. To some people, that will come across as being a jerk, even though that's not my intention. So with this, I made the decision I didn't want to come across as a dick. So, yeah, basically, I said, well, I'm actually going to let the reaction speak for itself first, and then I'll give my criticisms afterwards. This is the Ink Demons. Orange Corruption, Episode 4. Yeah. Pink corruption? Okay, so now that you're back from that, I will go ahead and say what I did like, what I thought was good. Because I can tell that Ink Demon puts a lot of time into these, and it feels like he is improving with, like, from a storytelling perspective, because it feels like there's more of a story in this than what there has been before. But in regards to the rest, like, I didn't mind the music either. I thought the music was alright. Here is a criticism that I have given time and time and time again to you, Ink Demon, about cropping your video. I want to ask the question, how is it that you can crop a trailer just fine? Like, when I watched the trailer, even though I wish I'd actually looked at this a while back when, so I didn't have to do it again, in a sense, I really should have back then. I should have made that error. Label your videos. You should label your videos properly. I think that you've fixed that since then, because I did notice that some of the newer videos did have the word trailer next to it. So if you fix that up good, that is definitely a good thing, because you want to make sure that you label them properly, because the reason I was confused before, I just saw the title, I didn't see the length of time when I originally clicked add to watch later. With these kinds of videos, like, again, this is something I've said a lot about your videos, is that I think that it would do better quality-wise and just look better in general if you were to crop out the outer portions, the parts where it shows all the pictures that are going to show up underneath that bar, all the different tools you use for flip a clip on the side, and your icon that you pause on off to the side, all that border, that, cut it out. I think that would go a long way in helping to improve the way it looks. You'll still see that bottom bar going back and forth as you're swapping between pictures, but I think that's much less of a distraction than seeing an entire outer screen. So, and there are free apps that you can use, such as for the like, if I can tell you're doing all this through phone, Splice is a free app that I've used in the past for a couple of videos. Not often anymore, considering I use this computer for the most part, but for a couple of videos I've used Splice. And even, like, I know it works this way with Apple phones. I don't know if you can crop out the video in the photo gallery, but I would take a look into finding a free app, or if you can even do it without needing to get an app, great. But I think that would go a long way in helping the video look better overall, so that people aren't distracted by what's on the side and what all is underneath and on the sides and the top. I think that would, and yeah, I think that's been my most consistent criticism of the style of video that you do. And I think I said this already, but I want to go ahead and say, you've done this for your trailers. I watched the Orange Corruption episode 4 trailer all those whiles ago, but by the way, if you haven't labeled that video properly, you should label it as a trailer. That was cropped just fine. I didn't see an outer rim at all. I had no complaints about the way that it looked, and the fact that I didn't pay attention and clicked the wrong video, the super short video. That bit's on me, but still, labeling helps. So yeah, I just feel like as many times as you've asked me to watch your videos, and as many times as I've given the same criticisms, I've said the same thing for every video. Cropping would help. Every time. Cropping would help. It's not a hard thing to do. It is not going to cost you anything. It's not going to cost you any programs. Because like I said, Splice and even some phones give you that option to crop it in the photo gallery. So I guess I just don't get why you're not doing that after I've told you this, after I've told that a bunch of as many times as I have. I don't know. I don't know if there are people who like seeing that outer border. If there are, I personally don't know why. I don't get it. It doesn't appeal to me. But, this is just something I think would improve the way your videos look. It looks better when you trim out the excess stuff. Like, you wouldn't want to see... Like, let me give you an example of the ways I've improved my quality of video. When I first started doing reactions through computer, my face cam was always in a corner of whatever video I was reacting to. Meaning there was a sizable chunk of video that was not viewable at all because of my face being there. And some reactors do that, but I wanted to do it a little bit more. I wanted it to look a bit better, so when I got the editor that I have, that editor cost money through the computer, but still, it allowed me to have the option to put the webcam off as a separate window. And I eventually thought realized that I could cut out the unnecessary parts so that I didn't have a window up here in the corner while throughout the entirety of the video. It would just be up there while I was reacting to it, and that's it. Before and after the reaction, you didn't see that up there. That way it wouldn't be distracting if I was to look something up on the computer that I didn't feel like showing. So these are just things I'm trying to help you out, dude. I just wish you'd listen, you know? Again, my biggest criticism is the cropping. So